COVID-19 pandemic is affecting everyone worldwide, not only physically but mentally as well. With roughly 2.6 billion people in some form of lockdown around the world, this pandemic will have great effects on the mental health of the human race. This could eventually lead to something that is called a secondary epidemic of varying mental health symptoms. And when we talk about the trauma of this pandemic, we don't necessarily mean the event itself, but also what the consequences of it are for you, especially your interpretation of it. Multiple studies have shown that a large percent of people right now are insanely likely to develop a variety of symptoms like low mood, insomnia, stress, anxiety, anger, irritability, emotional exhaustion, depression, and post-traumatic stress symptoms. Low mood and irritability especially stand out as being very, very common. You may have noticed since all of this has started that you have been more irritable, stressed, and that your mood may have been different. Or you may have noticed strangely vivid dreams different from your regular dreams before all of this. These things are all things that a stress of a global pandemic can do. It is important to be aware of the symptoms you may be having, such as low mood, insomnia, stress, anxiety, anger, and other things mentioned before this. Now may be a good time to pick up journaling to track your mood and your symptoms. You can also use the TEB method to track how you talk to yourself. Remain aware of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Watch what you do, how you talk to yourself, and how this is all making you feel. Whenever you catch yourself speaking negatively about yourself or in general, transform that thought into a positive one. Try to notice if your thought pattern is very black and white and steer away from that, because this can lead to distorted thinking and dysfunctional behavior. You can use healthy coping mechanisms to ground you, like exercise, calling a friend, or getting back into forgotten hobbies. An incredibly effective way of dealing with stress caused by an event like this is unplugging from the news and making your media consumption intentional. Multiple studies have shown that watching a news clip of a traumatic or upsetting event can trigger acute stress symptoms. And remember that we are all resilient. Although we may feel incredibly lost right now, most people are incredibly resilient and will eventually get through this. And don't be afraid to make use of available resources when needed, if you notice that your healthy coping mechanisms are not working as well as you thought. This is a hard time for everyone mentally, especially for people with mental health issues and conditions. For instance, people with anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorders may find that they have noticed an increase in their usual symptoms of anxiety and compulsion. Examples that you might notice are an increase in contamination obsessions or cleaning compulsions. Even if you are not diagnosed with something such as OCD, this can still be something that a lot of people struggle with in a pandemic like this one. People with psychotic disorders might notice that they have an increase in medical distrust and paranoia of people working in healthcare and distrust for government officials as well. Some tips to minimize distress in these times for people already struggling with mental health issues are therapy. If you are regularly seeing a therapist, keep that up. You may find that face-to-face therapy is canceled due to social distancing. However, almost all therapy offices offer some form of video or audio therapy sessions. Try to implicate your usual routine and adapt it to the current situation. And make sure that you do get some exercise, which can be anything of your interest, from indoor workouts to dancing to loud music in your room. It is important that you do get some sunlight too by going into your backyard, going for a walk, and getting that vitamin D. Also, make sure you keep your space clean and organized for a clean and organized mind. As mentioned before, choose your media consumption deliberately. Make sure not to consume any conspiracy-like media, as those can trigger or increase psychotic symptoms of paranoia and distrust towards medical professionals and government officials. Consume media that increases your positive mood.
Rich Awati is a professional poker player from the United States who bet $100,000 that he could be alone in total darkness for 30 days. He went inside a dark room equipped with a bed, a bathroom, and a fridge. After 20 days, however, he negotiated to be released. That's because Alati started experiencing the side effects of isolation. Being alone might cause hallucinations, insomnia, depression, post-traumatic stress. It could also cause you to anthropomorphize objects, experience difficulty telling time, become less able to handle stressful situations, and become physically sick. So, how can we deal with being alone in isolation during quarantine? Here are 7 useful tips. Remember, you're not alone. Keep in touch with friends and family. You can schedule a certain time during the day to text or call someone. If you are still feeling lonely, put your hands over your heart, because any physical contact can be soothing. Writing down your feelings can certainly help. This way, you can let out your frustrations, but also reflect on your feelings once you have them laid out in front of you. This leads us to the next point. Find the positives. There's a lot of issues, uncertainties, and worries in our lives right now. It's difficult to find the good things, but looking from a different perspective can lift the weight off your shoulders. For example, if you find yourself thinking, I don't know what to do in this bad situation, rephrase your thoughts into, I'll sit down and make a plan to make the most of it, so that all of this ends well. Work on yourself to become a better version of you. If you have more free time than usual, use it for self-improvement and to reevaluate your life. Maybe read about psychology, start working out, or clean your home. Do something new. Give back to the world. Even if we try to keep busy, it is possible to feel less productive because we are staying at home all day. So find a charity to donate to or volunteer if possible. You can also do something much simpler and easier, like help an elderly neighbor with groceries. Another easy way to feel productive is being creative. Engage in your hobbies or find new ones. Even just reorganizing your home's interior design or spontaneously dancing when listening to music counts as creative. Perhaps most importantly, have a routine. The world is out of control, so take your life into your own hands. A routine can help give a sense of normalcy, and a busy schedule won't leave any room for negative thoughts. While all of those things might seem small, they can go a long way. So if you're ever alone and wondering what to do, hopefully this helps.
Now that more and more people are social distancing to combat the coronavirus pandemic, we're spending more time than ever with the people we live with. Whether that's your family, partner, or roommate, their annoying habits are going to seem even worse when you're stuck with them every hour of the day. So, we collected a list with tips for surviving with others in your quarantined home. Create a roommate calendar. While the daily updates are keeping you well informed about the virus and helping you address how to prevent it, your roommates might be processing the information differently from you. To avoid any conflict of interest, you need to be more transparent and communicate your expectations. Just sit with your homies and figure out what will work best for all of you. Make a calendar and add to your to-do list on it. Once you put it up, you're all aware of the routine and can work around it. This can also help you maintain personal space boundaries. When anger arises, take a 10-breath break. While it's important to be honest and upfront about what's bothering you, understand you're also going to have to let a few things go that drive you crazy. One way to do that is to let go of anger that has been building since breakfast with a simple 10-count breathing exercise. Find a space where you can be quiet for a moment. Stand up straight and release the tension in your arms and shoulders. Take a 4-second breath in through your nose, hold it for 2 counts, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. That's one breath. Repeat until you get to 10 reps. While breathing, see if you can find the source of your tension. Direct the breath to those spaces and then release it on the exhale. If you still want to tell your roommate to clean their dirty dishes in the sink, try to do so in a calm manner. Don't let little annoyances escalate into bigger problems. Does your roommate have habits that normally don't bother you, like cracking their knuckles or burping, but now suddenly feel impossible to ignore? Speak up politely and be honest before a blow-up happens. Plan activities that involve everyone in your home. You're likely spending more time with your roommates than ever before. However, it's also easy for this time to be consumed with seemingly endless stream of binge watching, social media scrolling and microwave meals. Take the opportunity to intentionally spend time together with fun roommate games, trying out new recipes, or perhaps hosting a virtual dinner party. This season won't last forever, so take advantage of that extra time to try new activities. Don't spread yourself into shared spaces. This probably feels like common sense to many, but it's also something that can spiral out of control quickly if unchecked. Took off your sweater. Go ahead and put it down on the couch. But if you're leaving the room, take it with you and throw it on your bedroom floor. Doing basic tidying up after yourself goes a long way. Roommate resentment is too often the result of little discrepancies that could have been prevented with 1% more effort. Intentionally create space and time to be alone. No matter how much fun you have with your roommates, you're bound to crave for some alone time. Even more so now that you can't step out of your home. Whenever you feel suffocated or annoyed, remember that it will take you time to adjust. But what we can do in the meantime is to schedule a time out for yourself every day. Do your own thing. Alone time is healthy and we all need it.
As mentioned before, the COVID-19 pandemic that is currently affecting the whole world can be accompanied with a series of side effects. Some of them, however, can be reduced with something very simple: physical activity. Research has shown that physical activity can reduce your stress levels, raise your mood, and enhance your overall well-being. There are multiple theories that propose different mechanisms underlying this association. Exercise leads to an elevated body temperature, increased endorphin level, and a higher activation in the left prefrontal cortex, which can all lead to mood improvement. Some researchers also suggest that psychosocial variables mediate the relationship between physical activity and mood. It can provide an experience of mastery, which in turn leads to an improved self-efficiency and psychological well-being. People also tend to have a more positive view of themselves after exercising, leading to an enhanced self-esteem, which then again improves your mood. Another way in which exercise can enhance your mood is that it distracts you from problems and stress you might experience during this difficult time. Taking the time for yourself to engage in some form of physical exercise can be especially helpful if you are currently living together with other people. But physical activity can do even more. It can also help you to prevent as well as to reduce symptoms of depression, anxiety, and other mental health problems. As much as 10 to 30 minutes a day can already result in these positive effects. Important is, however, that you like what you're doing. Forcing yourself to do exercises that you hate can lead to stress. Therefore, keep in mind, whatever physical activity you engage in, have fun. If you are asking yourself right now what kind of exercises you are supposed to do since all sports centers are closed, don't worry. There are many alternatives. The easiest way is probably to go out for a run. If this is, however, not the type of exercise you like, or your region is currently under strict lockdown and doesn't allow you to go outside, there are many other things you can do at home. Many fitness providers offer free services during this difficult time. The first app I want to introduce to you is Down Dog. It is the highest rated app for practicing yoga at home and announced that their premium account will be for free for students and teachers until the 1st of July. For everyone else, there is still a free version which offers workouts every day and does a pretty good job. The second app is Pure Barre. This app offers a wide range of full body workouts ranging from 5 to 60 minutes. Currently, they contribute with a free access for 30 days. Planet Fitness is an operator of fitness centers in America and currently offering home workouts for free on its Facebook page every day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Orange Theory Fitness is too an American fitness studio franchise which is currently offering home workouts for free. You can find the videos on their YouTube channel. There are also many other options out there right now, so go ahead and start working out.